Lumina exists to serve private companies, owner-managed businesses looking to either sell or acquire, raise capital, either debt or equity. The reason that we started Lumina was because we saw a gap in the market when you look at the larger professional services firms and the investment banks cater to mainly public companies and larger companies. Now, the gap in the market exists because that quality of advice is also still required, particularly for owner-managed businesses and private companies that are in exactly the same position. Each company needs to raise capital, it needs to at some point exit, and it needs to at some point grow and acquire. And Lumina exists to service the market segment of private companies and owner-managed businesses, which we feel and we've seen do not have access to that kind of quality advice in the region. I founded Lumina almost 4 years ago now, at the end of 2013. At that time, we had a couple of clients, myself doing all the work, and a project manager assisting. Now, we've since grown due to the quality of our service offering and our client referrals. We now have, in the space of 12 months, we now have a team of 5. We've just received our DFSA regulatory financial services license approval. I'm very, very excited about that because this means we can serve a wider range of clients and a wider range of products where we can get more involved in the business, in the capital raising, in the placement of equity, rather than sitting on the sidelines as an advisor. So we're very, very excited about this next step in our development. And we see a bright future going forward for the next 12 to 18 months and through that the next 3 to 5 years, primarily because the client base and the target segment that we're serving is growing in number and complexity. Because if we look back 10 to 15 years ago in the region, there were a few owner-managed businesses, mostly expatriate businesses, that were relatively small and unsophisticated. Now that landscape has hugely changed given the development of the corporate and regulatory infrastructure, and these businesses are now sizable businesses that need the level of sophistication of advice and quality advice that we are offering to that segment, that don't necessarily want to go to or wouldn't be appropriate to use larger investment banks or, for example, the big 4 accounting firms, due to what we find the level of impersonal service that they provide versus the level of attention to detail, quality advice and senior level involvement that we can provide. So we see that market growing hugely, and we see ourselves extremely well positioned to service that market and participate in that growth.